Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with three S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis, and I'm alone. I'm all alone. Unfortunately, Brazil is unable to make it with me today or necessarily on a regular basis. So she's going to be a guest host every once in a while when her schedule and her life happenings allows for it. So if you have any questions or if you have anything that you want Brazil to answer specifically, please do so. She's more than willing to, join in on the conversation still, but she's just really not unable to be on air with us today and on a regular basis moving forward. So if this is your first time on my channel, well then welcome. We are all about reality television, and if there's some gossip that's going on, we like to talk about that as well. So we decided that we were just going to cut the episode yesterday in half and then talk about the second part of The Bachelorette. The Bachelorette, season 16. This is Clare Crawley's season of The Bachelorette. Now, I did a little bit of a rewatch just to remind myself what the episode was all about. And this might be a little bit of a hot take, but I don't think that Clare is a good bachelorette, and I don't know if she's actually ready to be in a relationship. I kind of am finding her to be a bit needy. Now, she is a Pisces, and Pisces is a water sign, so they definitely are comforted by emotional stimulus and situations. Like they definitely thrive in that element. So I do understand that it's part of her nature zodiacally to be a little bit more emotional and be emotionally gratified by emotions. But there's some part of it that just seems a little bit, dare I say it, please don't come for me, but desperate. Now, I'm older than Clare, so I don't think that me calling her potentially desperate is anything about her age specifically. But I think that the show, it seems to be making fun of her. Like the way that they're editing things, the group date that they're having, I just feel as though they're making fun of Clare as the Black Bachelorette. And then also with her desire of wanting to be in a relationship, I feel as though she's coming off as a red flag, in my opinion. Like, she's kind of snapping at these guys for no particular reason, really. Like, okay, I get it. The guys didn't, immediately go and ask you to go on a little date or one-on-one or talk. But she has kind of put it out there that she wants to like be empowered and like be leading the charge. But then she also really, really, really wants guys to come and talk to her and pull her away and be here for her. And so I think that she's giving the men mixed messages. I feel like she's all in on Dale, but I'm starting to not think that they had any real interaction beforehand. I think she social media stalked him, decided that he was really good looking, liked some of his posts, like when she read them, and decided that this is the guy for her. And so she's just put all her eggs in Dale's basket without actually allowing them to get to know each other and meet each other. I really think that she has, what is it called? I think it's called emotional masturbation, is that she created this whole life with Dale and like what he's going to be like and how they're going to interact, that I don't think that she's actually interacting with Dale, the real person. I think it's like this envision of Dale and who she thinks he is and who she decided he was 6 months ago when she was Instagram stalking him. So a little bit of a hot take, but it's just, I know she wants love and I do want her to find love. Absolutely. But I feel a little bit that the desperation in her approach, to me, it's becoming a little bit cringeworthy. And I don't feel as though a woman that's 39, that it has anything to do with how she's approaching her being the Bachelorette. It seems a little bit of an ego stroke as well as emotional masturbation. It's just I don't know. I'm enjoying it because it's very interesting from a social anthropological stance, but in a way, I think that it gives older women or women over the age of, say, 35 who are single at this point, for whatever reason, I think it gives them a little bit of a bad rap. I'm like, I'm not like Clare. If I was the Bachelorette, I would not be acting like that. I'd still be fun and cool. It'd be cool. Like, I like the fact that she wants to get into deeper relationships with these guys. I think that that's interesting, but I don't think that's for any relationship that's really a first date worthy like conversation to have like a therapy session with someone that's not qualified to be, handling your deep, dark secrets. She barely knows you and she's not qualified. So I think that within the terms of The Bachelorette and Bachelor Nation trying to create a TV show around Clare and the fact that she is emotionally driven, I just feel as though it's just, she comes off like thirsty and like emotionally desperate. I don't know. I'm not liking the side of Clare that I'm seeing. Like, I know that she was pretty much like this in her other seasons. Like, she definitely, this is Clare. She's not really acting any differently, we'll say. But I think because we're having so much of her that I'm kind of like, I don't really find you to be a catch, and so I feel a little bit bad, that she may not be getting the reaction from the men that she would hope, but I don't know. She's just not coming across to me as somebody that I even want to be friends with. Like, she doesn't even look like she'd be fun to be in a friendship with. Much less like on the first time I'm going on a date with you, telling you about my deep, dark secrets and stories, because like she really gets excited over people getting deep and personal and emotional. I like men being comfortable in expressing themselves. And I did find that, for instance, what was his name? Jason, how he was able to handle that. But even as I was saying yesterday when I was talking with Brazil, like, if that were me and she was just poking, pushing, like I would go down and pull out like the deepest, darkest, dirtiest stuff that's ever happened to me in my life. And I would just like venomously just spit it in her face, basically, and be like, there, you wanted it? I don't know. So I'm going to watch the season, of course. I do want to see how this journey ends, but I just have to say that I don't think she's a very good Bachelorette. I don't think that the guys really like her. I don't even think that Dale really likes her. I think that Dale feels pressured into saying all the things that she wants to hear because he wants to stay on the show, and she's very like relationship aggressive. I don't know if that's even like a terminology, but just how she kind of wants people to be in a relationship with her. She's very forceful into the how of a relationship. And I think that it's going to be problematic because, in my opinion, the relationships that work the best are the ones that just like spark organically, and like you just learn how to move together, and you just know what each other's jokes, and you know how to make each other laugh, and like there's no forcedness in the relationship. And I feel as though with everybody on this season and Clare, that there's an element of forced energy on them getting together and being in like a relationship, partnership, going on these dates. Like there's a forced energy and a kind of a strange desperation on her end. And the guys just don't seem like they're that into her. But I think it's just because it's a very, very awkward energy. And I don't think it has to do with her age. I think it has to do with Clare. So, okay, if you have any thoughts about this, let me know, because I'm here to chat with you guys because I'm all alone. So me and my notebook is going to be who is going to be leading this conversation. But if you have any questions, that would be awesome, or comments to steer this conversation in whatever direction it goes in. So We're going to pick it back up at the dodgeball date. And on the date cards, it was being narrated by Brandon. I guess they needed to get his 5 minutes in of narration before he was kicked to the curb. Says that I'm looking for a man with some balls. Now, yeah, I love, feeling very feminine, girly, small, safe, like my divine feminine enjoys feeling that aspect of my womanness, we'll say. But I don't know if I need to see men playing dodgeball in jock straps to know that this is a man, like a manly man that I want to be with. I thought dodgeball in general, cute, normal Bachelorette kind of date. And I'm sure that it was up to the producers that decided that, hey, let's up this ante and make it a strip dodgeball date. Okay, I'm not that against it. You knew it was kind of coming when they kind of highlighted that they had these jock straps as part of their uniform. So, there was an idea that, maybe you should put everything on because maybe you're going to have to show everything, your entire uniform. But I'm just not sure why she would want to see that, just to see maybe who would do it, kind of as like a dare, like who has the balls to be able to get naked on a court. But I just think that it's just so, in my opinion, unattractive to see men running down the court playing dodgeball with no pants on. I don't know. I don't know if is it just me? Is other people feel the same way? I just don't find it to be attractive to see men naked wearing running shoes playing dodgeball. It's just not cute to me. But this is what ended up happening. So basically the losing team was going to have to keep on stripping. One team was definitely better than the other. I think it was the red team that was better. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I didn't really pay attention because it was just so cringe. I was like, oh God. Just like naked and awkward is just not cute. I just it's not good. So at one point she was giving like a pity, like, oh, we're going to make both of you guys take off your shirts. And then she like wants them to take it all off. And I was just like, I mean, fine, Claire, but like, do you really want this? Like, it just is kind of counterbalancing her, like wanting to be there for like the right reasons. And like, she really wants people to go deep with their emotion. And then she wants them also to strip down and get naked on a national television show and play awkward game of dodgeball. And then just to top it off with awkwardness, she decides that she wants like the losing team all to give her a hug on the way out. And I mean, she was laughing and kind of cringing. And so like, I think that she, was a good sport about it. And I think the guys were also good sport about it. I was very surprised. Like at the end of the game, Garen, he's like, you want to see balls? I'll show you balls. It takes off his jock strap, whatever. I was surprised by that. But like, it's still a naked man in running shoes. It's not the cutest picture in my opinion. Like, do you see any ads in magazines or any sort of publicity of like a hot man's naked body wearing running shoes? It's not a thing. It's not a thing. It actually reminds me, oh my God, so funny. So for my 40th birthday, I decided to go cougar style. And I was like, let's get my girlfriends together and let's go to a ladies strip or like a male strip club. So women only or whatever, or women, people who identify as women only allowed to come to this strip club. And it was all men. And there was this one guy. Actually, no, first, okay, a friend bought me a lap dance. And like, I'm not very shy, but like, it was just quite awkward. He's just like, I'm sitting there in this back room. It was pretty dodgy. And like, he just has his hand. He's like, yeah, it's just like dancing like this with his shirt off. He's like, yeah, like, so do you want me to like take it off for a couple extra? And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. It's fine. It's fine. Thank you so much. And so I left. And I was pretty tipsy at this point. Did quite a few tequilas. And then there was like a guy that was doing like a stage show. And I just don't know if men didn't get the memo, but men swinging around a pole, in my opinion, isn't cute. But maybe it is for some other people. Let me know in the comments if I am wrong here and that women or men enjoy seeing other men dancing sexily on a pole. I didn't find it sexy, but maybe other people do, and I'm just completely wrong here. So I go back to hang out with my friends, and like obviously you're just like screaming and you're being like obnoxious and silly. And he like pulls me up and he sits me in the chair that's on the stage and like wants to give me like this lap dance. And it was just like a man with a full beard with his shirt off, and he's wearing jeans and like bare feet, like swinging around a pole. I was like, this isn't cute. So I grew up as a dancer, and like I've even go-go danced for many, many years. And so I was just like not feeling it. So I just pushed him down on the chair, and then I just gave a lap dance on that stage. That's right. I took over that show. But it just, I guess that's not what I find maybe sexy about a man is like, I don't know why I brought that story, but men, please don't swing on poles unless it's kind of like a joke. Sorry, I didn't like it. So yeah, 1, 2, 3 blue balls. Chris making a lot of blue balls jokes. You knew that was coming. Making even one where like he's just trying to be so deadpan. And Claire's like looking at him and he's just like staring off in the distance. You know, it's Chris. He loves his dad jokes. So we'll give Chris Harrison all the blue ball dad jokes. Like, I think that this date was so Chris Harrison could make blue ball and ball jokes. I think so. Is that all I want to say about this? Yeah, I wrote, the last thing I wrote is in big capital letters. It's naked in running shoes? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. No, not cute. Not my vibes. So even when the guys, so they had to do the walk of shame, and they're walking in their jock straps and running shoes back to the villa or the main house that they're all kind of staying in and hanging out in. And I don't know if the producers told them to do this, but they are all sitting bare bummed on the couch. I just don't think that is like, just because you're COVID tested. I don't know. It just seems a little bit unhygienic. I don't know. It wasn't my favorite. Like, that's the first thing I think is like, ooh, that's kind of, you know. And even Bennett, he was like, I think we need to get the couch cleaned. It's kind of, I don't know. I think it's kind of a little bit gross, especially if it's in a communal area to have all these like bare butts sitting on couches. I don't know. I didn't think that was right, but it might have been the producers that said like, no, don't change yet. We have to get full value out of these outfits, these jock straps and running shoes. So the winning team though, so the one, you know, redeeming element of like winning this dodgeball game was that they get to have the 5 guys that won get to have some quality time with Claire. And so they're sitting and it was silly, and Claire like said that she was enjoyed herself on the date, and like she seemed to be having a better time than she was with the previous date. She seemed happier, and Easy like immediately pulls her up and goes to have a little chat with her. And I like Easy. I don't think that they're a match personally, but I like it. And he's like giving her a foot massage, and like I thought that was a nice touch. I mean, I don't know if I would do that personally, but she seemed into it. So the fact that he was willing to do that is nice. It seems a little bit too intimate to me for the first time that they're having like a real one-on-one. Like they've known each other, 3 days? And she just, I don't know. I didn't feel for it fully, but they seem to be enjoying that little element. Foot massage, everybody wants a foot massage, I guess. I just don't know if I'd do it on, you know, my first date with somebody. I don't know. Maybe they're connecting more than I can see. Any opinions, guys? I don't know. The next date, though, the little mini date, was with Chasen and Claire, and I really, really, really liked this little mini date. They talked about how she was like, oh, so what makes you you? Like, how are you this guy? Like, tell me more about yourself. And one thing that he said, and he's such a little cutie pie, he's like, he used to be bullied when he was younger because he was shorter, which is like, he's so tall right now, it seems like he's a very tall man. And like, he's very attractive, but he does have a very, it doesn't seem like he has a big ego. And I'm thinking that maybe because he was bullied when he was younger, that this is like his major glow up, because I think he's very, very attractive right now, but maybe he wasn't always considered this babe. And so there's a little bit of a humility and just kind of a gentle kindness in his demeanor. And so I really liked just learning a little bit more about him. And Clare also kind of had a little bit of a sad moment that she was never asked to prom, and she never went to her prom. And so I don't know if Riley knew about that, but I thought that it was a pretty interesting touch that he had like a, slow dancing moment, kind of like prom styles that she never got to experience. And I wonder if that was just his intuition that he wanted to do something cute and sweet like that, or if he knew in advance that like she never went to prom, and so he wanted to create a similar kind of moment like that for her. Because if he knew about it, I think that is a very, very good idea. Like, create a prom for somebody that's never been to prom before. It's very sweet. So Jason and Clare kiss, and I like the kiss. I got goosebumps a little bit from the kiss. I felt that they both were into it. It was a little bit awkward kind of how he went in, but it seemed like their faces and their lips, it kind of matched, but maybe the arm stuff was a little bit awkward. But I liked the kiss. I didn't look away. I didn't make me cringe, and so that's a good sign that they have some sort of connection. I didn't go like this. So the buddy boiler of the season, it seems to be Canadian Blake. Canadian Blake got a lot of confidence when he had his first one-on-one moment with Clare on the opening episode, where she confronted him about him approaching her during the time that they were quarantined about his mom, and she said that this was a good thing. She praised him for the fact that he broke the rules to talk to her. And so this is just kind of also reiterating the fact that Clare needs a lot of validation. And she even said in her date with Jason how, people call her needy. And I think she is needy. I know that she's been, strong, affirmed woman who's been on her own, and she's fine with that. Okay, that's what she comes across to say. But there is a neediness in her approach, and people are probably just calling her out on that because like she needs a lot of attention and a lot of people doing a lot of things for her to feel okay. So Blake is the perfect person to feed into her neediness. And so he was on the losing team, walking in the jock straps and the running shoes back to the villa, and also doing a couple of confessionals in the jock strap by the pool, which was, with the black boxes. Like the producers just love a good black box. And I'm like, not that I want to see what's going on behind the black box, but I feel like it's like, I don't think that anything was being shown. I think that they just wanted to have these black boxes like on all these guys. Or maybe a few men had things maybe falling out a little bit, but I don't think every single one of them need these gigantic black boxes. I don't think, unless maybe you're not allowed to show butts on ABC, maybe. I don't know, but I think that they were just like, we need these black boxes on this season. So what can we do? What can we do? Like, I really think that they just wanted to use the black boxes. Oh yeah, it's also tea time. So enjoy a cup of tea with me. Perfect. So Blake is, not that he's the villain of the season, but he's definitely the most invested in Clare so far this season. And he was very upset that he lost this date with this woman that he doesn't really know, that he's kissed once, that, in my opinion, is not that great. And he decides to go and get dressed, and he's going to go and crash the winners, like the winning dodgeball men, their extra time that they get with Clare. Now, I get the break the rules and show the Bachelorette that you're really there for her and they're really into it. Like, I guess I get it. It's fine. But it just seems a little bit, on his part, a little bit desperado as well. Like, come on, just relax. You lost a dodgeball game. You don't get to have like some small one-on-one with Clare. Like, she's not going to get rid of you. She has a decent enough connection with you. Like, just chill. Just chill, people. And so Bunny Boiler Blake decides to go over to the date and interrupts. Who was it having the date? I think it was Jay. I think it was the straitjacket guy. Yes, because he says, bruh, you lost dodgeball or something like that. I was just like, okay, not cool. But it's true though. Like, just play by the rules a little bit. Like, I don't know. Maybe if I liked Blake, I would be like, yeah, you go for it. Or if I liked Clare, I'd be like, yeah, he's really there for her. But I think because I don't really care for either of them, then I'm just kind of like, I don't know, just don't crash the date. Let her talk to Straight Jacket Jay. So he cuts in and Clare talks to, he does, right? Yeah, Clare talks to him. And, oh, this is what Jay said. I did write it down. He says, didn't you lose? Yes, they did lose. So when he finally leaves, so Jay leaves, and Blake sits down with Clare, and she's like, oh, I don't want you to disrespect the other guys or something like that. I don't know if she says that now or says that later. But like, Blake is not even looking at her when he's talking to her and like how he needs to see her and he wants to see her, but he's like not even looking at her when he is doing this. So I feel as though he really wants some of this camera time or something, because he has to see that she's not into him as much as she's into Dale. He has to see that. He has to. It didn't seem like though that Clare was really that impressed by what he was saying in that moment. So I thought it was really awkward. But little old Jay, Straight Jacket Jay, goes all the way to the other guys, and tells them what's going on. And so Brandon kind of like leads the charge to get up and walk over to intercept Blake, who just intercepted Jay on their little one-on-ones. And they just go and kind of do a little standoff. And then Clare kind of shoos them away. I was like, she just loves the attention. It's just kind of, it's uncomfy. I don't know. I don't like it. And so she talks to Blake a little bit more, and she tells him that he needs to go, whatever. And I think she said probably, thank you for coming. Thank you for like, whatever. And he tries to kiss her, and he got the swerve. Like, she's like, ugh. And I was like, oh my God, that's so awkward. Like, all he really wanted to do was come over there and kiss her. I wish he had just said that. It'd be like, listen, I know that I lost dodgeball, but I really just wanted to kiss you. I think that would resonate with me more as a viewer. And I think that she would have probably liked that. And then he just like run away and she can go back to her dating. But the fact that he needed to make it into some like moment that he needed to like say something to her. No, just say like, I just been thinking about you like since we met, and I've been wanting to kiss you, and I couldn't stop myself from wanting to come over here and just get one little kiss from you. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, yeah, I'm into that. Like, cool. But I don't know, whatever he said, I didn't even write it down. It was just kind of nonsensical rumble. Like, exactly what I'm saying right now is what he said. Garbaggio. Nothing that was of any substance. And I don't even care that he was a sore loser. Like, I just didn't want him there. I think it's because I don't like him. Anybody else, like, even if, I don't know if I'd like if Dale had done it. Okay, this is it. This might be a hot take, so tell me if it's a hot take. But I think the fact that I find Clare to be needy, and I'm not gravitating towards what she is asking and demanding of these men. And so I think that any man that does all the things that she really wants, I'm repelled by, because it's like, ew, like, why, like, don't feed into her neediness, like, I don't know, and I would want to go against what she's saying. And so I probably would be kicked off the show because we wouldn't be connecting, because I didn't want to feed into this neediness. But I don't know, I don't like Clare as the Bachelorette right now. So got the swerve, so embarrassing. And then the ultimate swerve of the episode was Brandon. Brandon, very handsome, but not very bright, it seems. I think he's in real estate in East Coast, in Connecticut. I can't remember. Sorry. And he's just talking like, oh, I was so excited to come here when I found out that you're the Bachelor. I wanted to be on the show with you. And she's like, oh, like, so like, what made you want to be on the show? And he's like, well, you're just so beautiful. And she's like, thank you. But what else? Tell me more about the qualities about me that you really loved and find fascinating, that you wanted to come and meet me. What else? What else about me? And I'm like, chill. This guy doesn't know how, like, okay, yes, maybe it's a red flag for you that he's not able to find something of a little bit more substance to say as to why he wanted to come and meet you, or being able to defend the fact that he doesn't know anything in a better fashion. Like, he just might not be that great with words, and then you're just like coming at him with like, what, why, and you're just like, I thought you were pretty. I don't know. I liked your vibe. Like, he just didn't know what to say. She rattled him. He's what, 28, 29. So not that he's super young, but she has like a good decade on him of like having kind of these conversations and these experiences. Like, where's her compassion here on the fact that like maybe this is very uncomfortable for him to be expressing his emotions that way? Why wouldn't she want to have a little bit more of, just compassion for this like guy that is on this TV show, and maybe this is the first time that he's ever been asked to express his feelings about a woman, and he seemed to want to just be trying to get to know her, and she's just like, tell me why you think I'm amazing. And I'm like, Clare, just let this guy have like a conversation with you like two normal people. And if you don't vibe with them, or like you go on an actual one-on-one date with them and you don't feel as though you're connecting emotionally, fine. But this is just like him like being like, I don't know, I didn't think that anybody really knew you that well. Like, we came because we liked you and we thought you were attractive and we wanted to see what you were like and pursue a relationship. Like, I guess he's like, she is condemning him for not like social media stalking her and like looking up every detail about her so he could be like, yeah, like you're a strong woman. You really, I really liked what you did with Juan Pablo because it shows that you weren't going to stand for anything. Like, that's what you want? No, this guy thought you're pretty and was like, hey, I wouldn't mind being on The Bachelorette and seeing if I had a relationship with her. I think that that's enough. Like, in most circumstances, you don't know for 3 months who the Bachelor or Bachelorette's going to be. And so I don't think that he should be condemned for the fact that he didn't go and find out more information about you. He saw you maybe doing some publicity, got announced that you're the Bachelorette. It was like, I like her. She looks attractive to me. She looks like someone I want to meet. Let me go apply for the show. That should be enough. It doesn't, and you don't need to be going into like some big, deep, emotional dissertation about like why you felt that you wanted to go and meet Clare Crawley. Anyways, it was really awkward. I said, yikes. It was definitely a cringe moment because she dumped him right there. Just basically said that, she's looking for somebody that has more emotional depth. She kind of, he was defending himself, being like, well, I just don't think that anybody really knows you that well. It's like, some people say that I'm emotionally strong and that I'm a strong woman. And she was like naming all these attributes about herself that I don't know if they're all true or not, but like that maybe some of these guys have said about her or maybe not. But like, it's just rubbing me the wrong way. So Karen, who's talked on the podcast before, she's going to come on hopefully next week, and we're going to probably really talk about how we feel about Clare and like and really break apart what we think is going on with her season of The Bachelorette, because we're both, I think she might be a year younger than Clare and I'm a year older than Clare, and so like we're right I'm 2 years older than Clare, so we're right around her age group, and so it will just be interesting because we she could be in her friend group and she wouldn't be. Why is that? And she doesn't date how either of us date. So it'll be interesting to have an older woman's opinion about Clare Crawley, other than what I've been talking to you guys about today, about me not feeling her. Don't come for me though, guys. She's just annoying. I'm sorry. What am I talking about? Jason. Oh, so she said to Brandon though, she's like, Jason, Easy, and Dale really showed me like and talked to me about who I am. And I was interesting though that she didn't mention Riley as somebody that she was remembering that she had like an intimate moment with. And so I thought that was interesting, that it seems as though those are the men that have a lasting impression on her. So Jason, Easy, and Dale. But I liked her connection with Jason. Jason, no, that's not going to work, I don't think. Easy, I like Easy, but I don't think that they're into each other that much. And I think that she's into Dale. I don't think that Dale, like, I'm saying it right now, I don't think that Dale is actually that into her, because I know she's forcing everybody to say how they feel about her, like, in a second, without actually developing these feelings. But I just don't feel that he is at the same level that she is. And I think that she's painting all these red flags green because she just wants Dale to be the one. Yikes. So she gave the group date rose to Chasen, which I thought was really sweet, because I liked the moment that they shared together. Super cute. So we get to now Yosef. Now Yosef, I chose him to be on my team because I wanted to get some points. We had some points about like not who's the biggest villain, but like who was going to get in confrontations with the other men. And it seems like he is just getting me the points there. But I really just don't understand why he's there. Like, yeah, I guess the dodgeball was a bit demeaning, and like I don't know why she was asking for that date, especially since like the date before she's all like love languages, but now she's like get naked. It doesn't seem to fit, but I know they're creating a TV show and they do stuff like this usually on The Bachelorette, so whatever, I'll let it slide. But has he not seen the show before? They always do silly dates like this, and the fact that he's actually being so rude about Claire, I'm not here for it. But he does say that he sees some red flags. And so she is a bit hot-headed. I mean, maybe not hot-headed, but she is emotionally charged when she responds to things. And she doesn't necessarily take a second to maybe have a more considered approach when she goes and shares how she's feeling. And so she's just like, you just don't like me? Like, she just kind of lashes out. And so I think that that's might be where he's considering her to be hot-headed. But I don't know. I think that he needs to let that go. I called him a loser. Sorry if anybody's friends with him. But like, get over it. Like, you weren't even on the date. You didn't have to be confronted by that. If you didn't want to do it, you could say, no, you don't want to do that date. And maybe she was going to like that and be like, yes, you stood up for yourself. Like you know, your morals or your boundaries, you stood up for what you believed in. And so I appreciate that. Maybe that's what she would have said to you. So like the fact that he is really like villainizing her for like leading this stupid date, like was a big eye roll. So this is my eye roll for Yosef. So wait, I don't remember who tried to fool her first, but I don't even remember the guy's name, but I just always like be like, oh, I just saw Zach Fartbox guy. Where's the Fartbox guy? Why is he still there? And why have you not gotten another rose ceremony? That's another thing that I'm just like, just give me the formula. I like, group, one-on-one group date, one-on-one or like smaller group date and rose ceremony. It's just like, just give me the formula. I love it. I love feeling complete because like I'm not crazy, right? There was no rose ceremony. In 2 hours, why can't you give me a rose ceremony? Now, I'm guessing it's because they don't actually have that much clear content, and so they're just trying to stretch it out for as long as possible. So for 5 weeks maybe, but just give me a darn rose ceremony. Like figure something else out, please, producers, please. Okay. So I need to also hear what your thoughts are about this, because So they all come to the mansion, and it's about to have just the little cocktail party before the rose ceremony. And she comes in, and yeah, Fart Box guy wants to go take her to, I think it was him, take her for, can I talk to you for a second? Can I take you away? Can I steal you? So he does what Claire wants him to do, and that's like approach her and like really like be, I'm here for you. So he does this. And then she's like, actually, no, like I need to do something first. And so then she goes and picks Canadian Blake M to go and talk to. And I was thinking like maybe she's going to reprimand him a little bit or something, or just like talk about him interrupting the date. So they go and they sit down, and that woman, she praises him for interrupting the date, but she didn't want him to get any bad, blood with the other guys. And she apologizes for not kissing him. She just wasn't in the right space at that moment. And then Clare Crawley gives him a freaking rose. It's like she's rewarding bad behavior because it makes her feel like her ego stroked. It's just, I don't like that. Like, I don't want the guys to be fighting over her in that kind of way. I think that it's going to bring up really negative parts about these guys and like about this season and about like, I really feel like it's going to make it a toxic season because it doesn't feel good to the other guys when someone goes in and interrupts the time. And the fact that you're rewarding that, because it just makes it feel as though you don't value the other men that are on the dates with you. It just makes them feel like, oh, like, well, who cares if I was here? Like, there's some other guy that wasn't even part of this date just goes in, steals you away, steals you from our time. And because you want your ego stroked, you're going to give him a rose for that. And like, anyways, it's not a good look. Maybe it was the producers that decided that they, hey, I really want to, give him a rose just to stir up some drama. We know the producers love making fake drama, but I think it's rewarding bad behavior. And I think that if it starts setting a precedent for these men on how to win her over, I think it's going to create toxicity within the guys in the season and with how they all interact with her on the season. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Hated it. I hated it. I hated that she gave him the rose. Fine if you want to say, like, I really like that. It made me feel like a woman. It made me feel, like, special that you really cared about me. Sure, fine. You can say that. But the fact that she rewarded him with a rose and she kind of put her hand up to a guy that really wanted to step in and ask her to chat for a little bit before a cocktail party, and she needed to stop that motion from happening because she didn't want Blake M to be going through the entire cocktail party worried about the fact that she like might not give him a rose, so she wanted him to feel safe and secure. I'm like, this just feels emotionally manipulative. I'm not vibing with it. But Karen, who is going to be talking with us hopefully next week, she's a Pisces as well. So I'm going to see with her if she can understand and maybe help me understand why maybe Claire is coming from this very emotionally charged perspective on how she needs to be pursued. Like, I feel like the type of relationships she ends up having are just like volatile and like emotional and like, let's key the car and like, I don't know, she needs some grounding. She needs some stability. And I'm worried because Dale's a Libra, and I think Libras are great because like I'm personally an air sign like Libras are, so I kind of understand their vibe, but they're not grounded, and Claire is very much not grounded. Pisces are water sign. Dale's an air sign. Water and air kind of make a hurricane. Like, they don't really work that well together. And so I'm worried that he's not going to know how to emotionally deal with Claire. And I think it's going to cause a cyclone. Like, I think there's going to be a blow up. I'm saying it now. I actually don't think she's going to end up with Dale at this moment. Maybe at the end of the show, but I don't think that they're going to get engaged at all. I don't think that whomever she decided that Dale was is actually who he is. I don't think so. And I'm trying to think of if I can find all the other zodiac signs that I found. So, okay, AJ's gone. So Blake from Canada is a Leo. Okay, so Leos, they also need a lot of attention, but it's kind of in a different way. If you guys watch Love Island with us, Mercedes was a Leo as well as Carrington. So there's a part of them that really likes the attention of people being like, you're the star, you're the prettiest, you're gorgeous. So he has that similar vibe to Claire as like wanting to have a lot of attention. But in his way, like she needs to reward him in that way. So what she did was going to be reinforcing his need for having the attention, him being a Leo. Chris, who's Chris? I guess he's not there anymore. So Dale's a Libra. Easy's a Sagittarius. That's another fire sign. They don't really go that well together either. If you think about when you put fire and water together, that makes water boil, or you put out a fire with water. So it just like elementally, they just don't go that well together. They can work. All signs can work together, but I don't know if they're the best combo. Jason is the end of Libra. So he's on the cusp of Scorpio. So that may be helpful for him to be able to communicate with Claire. Robbie's gone, but he was a Virgo. He probably would be better for her. Tyler C was a Virgo. He'd also probably have been better for her because she needs somebody grounded. Virgo and Capricorn and Taurus are all earth signs. Earth signs are going to help keep her grounded, but she's just too in her feelings and in her emotions right now. And all the men that she's dealing with are signs that don't really work well with her zodiac. Other people that I've found, I haven't found everybody's sign yet, but once I find more people's sign, I'll kind of give you an update on how I think that their interactions and their relationship with Claire are going to work. But the people that are front runners that I know their signs, I don't think is going to be, it's not going to be that great. So pretty much at the end of the episode, she has like a little bit of one-on-one time with her lover boy, Dale, and they do a little bit of, I believe he was wearing a mask, closing his eyes and doing a little bit more of that, the touching, kiss, passionate kiss. Oh, pause. And she also kissed Blake when she gave him the damn rose because she's like, I didn't do this before. Like, I'm going to kiss you now. Oh, get out of here. That's when she apologized for not kissing him before. Like, and the guys, of course, were shocked when Blake came back into the room with a friggin' rose, and he was kind of like walking in there, like proud, like look at like what I got, guys, but like pretending to be humble. Nope, get out of here. So I think she said this because I don't feel like he said this, but who knows? Beyond attraction, there's a deep connection. And I think he says, I felt the exact same thing. And he did say, though, I kept you and your mom in my prayers. And so that's where Brazil was saying that she felt that maybe they did some pre-gaming because she knew about that. But her mom was very like when her mom fell, like it was in the newspapers, like it was on social media, it was something that was reported. So if he was following what was happening and didn't, because it was against the rules, didn't message Claire, like he may have just known what was going on and kept her in his prayers. So I don't know yet. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that she and him pre-gamed? Or do you think that she just social media stalked him and decided that she was in love? That's what I think. And he does say, though, that you are not meant to go through life alone. And I think that that's actually a nice sentiment. And I think that's true as well. Like I feel as though being in a physical body, that we are here to experience love in all different forms. And you can only really understand a certain type of love energy within relationship in a human body is between another person, a partner of some sort. And so I do feel that part of our physical experience is to experience love. And so the fact that he recognized that, not necessarily meant to go through life alone, you're kind of meant to have a partnership and experience the world and love relationships with someone else. So I give him a point there for saying that to her. But yeah, they blindfolded kiss, whatever. But I just said, I was like, what's going on with Dale though? Like, I don't feel though fully that he's into her. and it could be because he's Libra and like that's just not how he communicates. He's not like when he says all these mushy stuffs to her, it seems a little bit stiff and robotic and not very like organic and like, ooh, like I feel it. But she just like has heart flutters out of her eyes like that. She just can't see anything other than the fact that like he's the one. So I don't think that they're going to work out. I think that her part of the Bachelorette is going to be the most toxic, I think, really, just because of how she really is really in her emotions, likes the emotions, wants the guys to be emotional, wants people to be fighting for her, wants people to step on people's toes, wants people to be like just here for her, wants people just like, she just needs all this energy. And I feel as though it won't be well contained and that there's going to be a lot of blow-ups. Like I know he's kind of shown to be yelling at her in the preview or in the previews. I don't know if it's next episode or not, but I feel like more of that's going to come up because of how she's treating these men and making them do these emotionally needy things. I don't know. Guys, tell me what you think about this season and the rest of this episode. And are you on my page here with how I'm feeling about Clare in this season? Interesting. Still very interesting. Probably one of the more interesting seasons I've seen in a while. Definitely, in my opinion, more interesting than both Peter and Hannah Brown's and Colton's seasons combined. But if I'm looking at it through the lens of watching this woman's love story and like what she's actually doing, I find it interesting. Yes, but I do find it's a little bit toxic. It's going to be messy. So I'm here for it. Let me see what happens. I want to know what goes on in this season. I am engaged more than I have been in previous seasons. I don't know if it's just because I'm talking with you guys, but just, I don't know. Give me your thoughts. I've said I don't know a lot today. I'm sorry. Hi, Kanisha. How are you? So Kanisha says, Clare is definitely not my favorite Bachelorette. I also don't like how her voice changes octaves when she talks to them sometimes as an attempt to be, I don't know, more feminine. Oh my God, you're so right. But yes, it's to be girly. It's to be considered to be like young and demure. And, she wants to feel safe in the arms of a man. And yeah, I think she does that to come across as youthful and as feminine. Yes, definitely. But definitely youthful. I think it's a youthful thing as opposed to, well, actually, and feminine because of, if you speak in like the bottom of your voice and you're super grounded and you're very in charge and very strong-willed, strong-minded, nothing's wrong with this, absolutely not, but that is more of a masculine energy. And so if you're looking for a man that has a masculine, divine masculine energy, then it doesn't necessarily mesh well together. So being more feminine, like wearing pretty dresses, being flirty, maybe having a high-pitched voice when you talk to somebody might make you feel a little bit more demure and like, I don't know, like cute and maybe more attractive to guys. I don't know. That's what she likes. She likes men that want to come and take care of her. And so I think that she is putting on kind of the baby, girly, feminine, ultra feminine act sometimes in order to potentially be more attractive to more of the men. Good call, though. I didn't even think about that. Good call, Kanisha. Do you have any other questions? You had a comment before. What was your comment? Hold on, let me find it. You said, which I thought was good. So Kanisha also said on yesterday's video, did no one question why Dale had dog perfume in his luggage in the first place? Where were his dogs? Were his dogs with him? Did I miss that part? Just me, right? Okay. And I agreed with that. I did talk about it a little bit yesterday with Brazil. And so somebody in the comments yesterday said that Dale has 2 big dogs. And so maybe they were told by the producers to bring a gift for Clare. Like maybe they gave him a heads up of maybe some stuff to pack. And so maybe he just had the idea because he probably looked at her Instagram, sees that she has a couple of dogs. And so it was like, well, maybe I'll bring as a gift, I'll bring like dog perfume. So yeah, I'm assuming that the producers said, you know, we bring like 10 cocktail party outfits and bring da-da-da and bring da-da-da. Like, I'm sure there's a checklist on things to bring. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of them was like, bring a gift that you can give to the Bachelorette at some point. So, or he just thought about it and brought it because he has a big dog and he's like, oh, I'm going to use this. It's going to be like, you know, I'm going to come across as like the best guy because like I'm so thoughtful. Dog perfume. But Brazil was saying that she thinks that he brought it because they had been pre-gaming and he knew that she had her dogs there. So he brought it for that reason. So I don't know if you think that as well. It's a thought. Hi, Blaine. How are you doing? Yeah, we're just kind of wrapping up the Bachelorette part 2 of episode 2 conversation. But in case you didn't know, Michelle and I started reviewing and recapping the Road Rules season 1. So we've been doing 3 episodes because they're only about 20-minute episodes, and we've been doing that Mondays at around 1:30 Eastern time. So if you want to come on that adventure with us, please do. And Michelle said she did miss one of your messages because it went into her. She hadn't added you yet on Instagram, and so she said sorry that she's seen it now, and I don't know what the message said, but she said thank you. She wants to know that she's acknowledged that she's seen your message at this point. So just letting you know. And yeah, join us on the Road Rules recap. Also for everybody here today, so I'm going to most likely do it solo. I haven't decided whether or not I'll break up the episode to do like the Bachelorette on Wednesday or if I just will do it with another person completely on Thursdays. I'm not sure. I do like just talking to you guys, absolutely. But I also like having the perspective of somebody else at times as well. So I'm not sure if it'll just be like, one-offs and people will come on and chat, or if I'm not sure how it's going to go on. So it's going to be, let's see what happens as we move forward. Blaine says, oh, throwing it all the way back. I wasn't even born yet, LOL. Blaine, yes. Season 1, Mark Long's on there. So that was his OG season, was season 1 of Road Rules. So yes, let's get to all of our roots. That was the reason why I started watching it. I started watching it, whatever season that Abram was on is when I first started watching it. And then I was obsessed and I went back and watched from season 1. So it's very old school, very like tape cassette recorder, like very, very old school. Kanisha says, you guys are the only recaps reviews I've seen with this theory that Clare interacted with Dale before the show, and I think it's so interesting. Well, Kanisha, like, I don't know if you follow spoilers, but the reason why that kind of came out as a narrative is because Reality Steve spoiled that back in like March or April, like right at the beginning of like quarantine. He talked about the fact that it was pretty much confirmed that Dale was the winning guy. And that he assumed, I don't think it was confirmed that that they pregame beforehand. That's why she was able to connect with him right away. So I don't know if that's all true. I've been also speculating that maybe the producers are trying to use Reality TV to shape the narrative in a certain way. I'm not sure anymore. It just seems a little bit convoluted, but it's just something that's been talked about for the last few months about this season, and just the fact that she's just so into him. But I'm more of the mind of thinking that she just like cyber stalked him and decided that he was like this amazing guy. Brazil is more of the mind of believing that they pre-gamed. So I'm just more of that side. I can see it have happened. And so I wouldn't be shocked. But right now I think that it's a one-sided, like really focus in on Dale. And I don't think the pregame happened as much as Brazil does anyways. Any other questions, guys? What are your thoughts about this season? I know I've been rambling on about like not vibing with Clare really that much anymore. Definitely not my favorite Bachelorette, but I think the season is kind of good for reality content. I think it's interesting, even though I don't necessarily like Clare's tactics and like what she does. It's still interesting to kind of dissect and watch as a study of animals. Later on today, though, if you are interested and you're a fan, we're going to be doing a recap episode of episode 2 of The Amazing Race. Yeah, it's episode 2 with Phil. So that's going to be today at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be going live to talk about this week's episode. Loving The Amazing Race. I'm happy to have it back. It's just like one of those shows that your adrenaline's going, you're rooting for teams. It's like it's a good time for the most part. So we're going to be doing that. I'm sure that Phil's going to have some games for me and you guys to play. So if you want to join us there, we would be so happy to have you. And then tomorrow, Jonathan and I will be watching The Masked Singer. And we've been doing our best to not watch the actual reveal because we want to do the reveal live. And so if you want to do that with us and we could all be like, oh my God, together, or I don't know who you are, join us on Friday. So between usually 2 and 6 p.m. Eastern time, we will go live, Jonathan and I, to talk about The Masked Singer, which is also another fun one. It's just kind of low stakes, easygoing, silly. I love the clues. It's kind of like a silly little mystery game that we're both enjoying playing. So come and join us there. It'd be awesome. So do you guys have any other questions? That's what what's coming up this week on Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to continue with the recap of part 2 and part 3 of Love Island UK's What Happened Next. And I think I'm going to throw in some of the Love Island US tea on Saturday as well, because I know that Johnny and Selly have reunited. I know that some of Johnny and Selly's fans have been coming for from Justine because she apparently liked one of Mercedes' photos, and so they're coming for her. And anything else that happens within the Love Island US world, I'll do a little recap on Saturday about that as well. So I was so happy to hang out with you guys. I will be here tomorrow for sure at some point. So we'll see you then. Obviously, come on tonight at 5 p.m. so we can talk about The Amazing Race. You guys are great. I am enjoying the season, even though it may not seem like it, but I'm also really enjoying talking about it with you guys. So if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. I will answer every single question in the comments or respond to every comment. I like the interaction. The engagement is fun, and it's great for the channel, for that algorithm that we always are speaking of, the analytics. Please like this video if you liked it. It's helpful for that algorithm thing, and ring the bell. So every time we go live, you'll just be notified. And so if you forget that we're going live, or if we change the time by accident, or, have to figure out schedules, you will be notified when we go live. And I tend to prefer going live because I like the interaction with you guys. So chat with us tonight at 5, chat with us tomorrow, chat with us on the weekend. I'm going to have Brazil's going to be back soon. So I'll have Brazil to talk to as well. And so do you. But as of right now, you just got me and whomever guest wants to join. So if you haven't done so, right here, around here, there's a little Reality Realness, a little subscribe box. Hit that subscribe box. Help us get to 400 subscribers, because that would make my Thursday. And other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Ciao, guys. Love y'all.